You ever have one of those great business ideas that just never gets off the ground? Well, you're in the right place. We're about to dive into how AI is completely rewriting the rules for entrepreneurs. And I'm going to give you the roadmap to build a legit, profitable business in just 3 months.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. What used to take years of grinding, huge teams, massive budgets, it's now actually within reach for pretty much anyone with a good idea and the right tools. The speed that AI brings to the table it's just incredible. And I know exactly what you might be thinking. That sounds way too good to be true. But honestly, thanks to this AI revolution we're all living through, the entire rulebook for starting a business has been torn up and rewritten from scratch. Okay, so how are we going to make this happen? Here's the game plan. First, we'll get into what this AI gold rush is all about. Then, we're going to gear you up with the essential AI toolkit. From there, it's straight into the 90-day blueprint. Then we'll cover how to automate and scale it all up. And finally, we're going to talk about how you can get started like today.
Look, we are smack in the middle of a massive shift. For decades, this kind of tech was locked away in the vaults of giant corporations, but not anymore. Powerful AI is now available to literally everyone, and that's creating this amazing window of opportunity for solo entrepreneurs and small teams to build and compete like they never, ever could before.
So here's the thing you've got to understand. AI isn't here to replace you. It's a tool. Think of it as your superpowered assistant that handles all the boring, tedious, time-sucking tasks. And that frees you up to focus on the big picture stuff, the strategy, the growth, the creative ideas that only a human can come up with. It's all about working smarter, not just harder. All right, every builder needs a solid set of tools, right? Well, the AI entrepreneur is no different. I want you to think of these as the power tools for the modern business owner. Seriously, this is what lets you build faster, better, and way more efficiently than all the competition out there.
And the difference is, well, it's night and day. The old way meant hiring expensive specialists for everything, or worse, spending countless hours trying to do it all yourself. The AI way? You can generate killer ad copy, create incredible visuals, and put your marketing on autopilot, all in a tiny fraction of the time and cost. Now let's get into the specifics. With a tool like ChatGPT, you basically have a world-class strategist and content creator on speed dial, 24/7. Midjourney, that's your own personal in-house art director. But you want to know the real secret? The pros don't just use these tools by themselves. They use a technique called AI stacking. So imagine this. You use ChatGPT to brainstorm 5 product ideas. You take the best one and feed it to Midjourney to generate all your branding. Then you use Jasper to write the entire launch campaign. That's a workflow that used to take a whole team months, and now you can knock it out in an afternoon.
Okay, so you've got the tools. Now you need the plan. This right here is the heart of it all, the actionable 5-step blueprint that's going to take you from just a simple idea to a fully launched business in only 90 days. It really is a beautifully simple process when you break it down. First, AI helps you find a profitable niche. Second, it validates your idea so you know it's a winner. Third, and this part is just wild, you build your entire online brand. I'm talking website, logo, all the text, in as little as a single day. Fourth, you create and launch your first digital product. And finally, you set up the automation so the business basically runs itself, while you get to focus on making it bigger and better.
Now, let's talk about some real-world results. 10,000. Any guesses what that number represents? Yeah, that's the power of this blueprint in action. This is a real person, Mike, who wanted to create some passive income, but had zero background in design or writing, none. He used tools like Midjourney and ChatGPT to create and sell over 10,000 digital products in just 1 year. He built a 6-figure business from absolute scratch. So getting started is one thing, but creating growth that lasts, that's a whole other ballgame. And this is where AI becomes your absolute secret weapon, helping you build a self-sustaining business that just keeps growing. And at the core of scaling up is this idea of workflow automation. It's a really simple concept. You use technology to handle all the boring, repetitive tasks that just eat up your entire day. And look, this isn't about being lazy. It's about being strategic. It's how you actually work less, but achieve way, way more. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, just imagine your social media content posting itself perfectly on schedule.
Imagine a chatbot answering customer questions while you're asleep. Imagine new customers from your website automatically getting added to your email list and receiving follow-ups without you lifting a finger. That is the power of automation.
And if you think that sounds pretty good, how about this number? $200,000 a year. So how'd that happen?
Well, this is Sarah's story. She was a freelance rater and her income was totally capped by the number of hours in a day. It's a classic problem. But by using Jasper AI and ChatGPT, she increased her content production by 10 times, a 10x increase. And that didn't just make her faster, it allowed her to turn her solo gig into a full-blown agency, completely shattering her old income ceiling.
Okay, we've covered the opportunity, the tools, the plan, the scaling strategies, but you know what? None of it means a thing without one crucial ingredient: taking action. The blueprint is right here in your hands. Your AI-powered business can literally start today. So I'm going to give you a direct challenge. Don't just sit on this information, do something with it. First, just pick one AI tool from that list and spend this week really getting good at it. Second, use AI to research and validate one business idea. And third, commit to creating and launching your first small product or service within the next 30 days.
The tools are here. The knowledge is more accessible than it has ever been in human history. Success isn't about knowing everything anymore. It's about taking that first step and just learning as you go. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build?